now. I'll take you through the post-session interview. Just basically just want to know how you found it. What aspects did you enjoy throughout the session today?
I think I found the PNF stretching the most enjoyable part because it's something that I don't normally incorporate into my workout routine, and it highlighted an area of weakness for me.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, your hamstrings were showing they were pretty tight in that area. Obviously, mobility and flexibility is quite neglected in a lot of people's routines, so this is something that I'm trying to incorporate into your programming now, just so you get that awareness of the importance of it, I guess. So we're going to try and get that maybe 15 minutes a day on the days that you're programmed. Just prioritise that a little bit, because at the end of the day we don't want to stiffen up and be immobile at the end of the day, so it's really important that we incorporate that into your sessions. Going forward, was there anything that you disliked that you would like me to adapt and change throughout the programming, or?
Not necessarily something I disliked, but I found that the rowing, I did enjoy it because I thought it had helped my football with it being interval training, but I feel like you mentioned you could maybe do the treadmill instead to make it more sports specific, so that's probably the key thing that I'd improve on the session.
Yeah, so going forward I'll make that transition. We'll move it towards more sport specific, so get you running in there, get on the treadmill, doing an interval session on there, because obviously intervals are really important, building that aerobic capacity, building that anaerobic capacity as well, that VO2 max and your lactate threshold. It's really important to have intervals, because obviously in your football you're stopping and starting all the time, you're not always on the move, but when you are on the move they're pretty much all our efforts the majority of the time, so we need to develop that capacity of yours. So we'll make that transition from the rower to the running, like I said, make it more sport specific to yourself, but as long as you enjoyed it, that intensity, that's...
I found that was the one exercise that pushed me the most.
So
I could really feel it working.
So that goes on to my next point, I guess. So in terms of the RP scale, did you feel like you understood it? Would you say moving forward that is something that you can... You're gonna...
I'd say throughout the session I understood it more.
Yeah.
Because I could feel when I was reaching my limit.
Yeah. So what I noticed, just my little bit of feedback here, on some of the exercises you were working to the RPs that we were wanting, but obviously it is just an induction session, so I was just trying to get you accustomed to the machines, making sure you're aware of how to operate things safely and everything, but on some of the exercises I feel like you could have pushed yourself a bit hard on the RP scale. I could see, because once I put you on the rowing machine I could see what you would look like when you were giving all out efforts, so I feel like looking back on the session now, when I was saying RP 9 to 10, I want you to push it that bit harder, because now I know what you... Now you've had that experience with 9 and 10, that 9 up to 10 RP, I want you to, if you see that stated on the session, if I'm ever not there, then that's the efforts that I want you to be putting in.
I think with the exercises I wasn't not done before, it was hard to push myself as hard, because you're thinking more about the technique.
Yeah, trying to get it right and nail it and get the correct muscle groups involved and activate. That's fair enough, that makes sense. So you did have that awareness of the RPE scale. It's just making sure we nail the movement patterns, get them correct, ensuring that we activate the right muscle groups, because obviously when your form does start to break down, when you're doing them supersets, then drop sets, you are pushing yourself past the point of fatigue. So your form will start to break down and you will start to involve other muscle groups. What we want to try and do is, when we start to hit that mechanical failure, try and make sure that you're still activating the right muscle groups, and if you're hitting that mechanical failure, that's what we're going to be calling your RP perceived at 9 to 10. So yeah, it's good that you've got that understanding, that general understanding now, so I feel comfortable putting you into a session without me being there to guide you, because to be honest, your form looked pretty good on every single exercise. You understood what you were going to do. I feel that's probably because you've had that experience within the gym before, but obviously we're going to go forward. I'm thinking our next session we go into, I'm thinking of doing like a few tests, like a test week, I guess. So I'll take you through some 1 rep max. We'll work out your 1 rep maxes for certain movements such as the squat and the the bench and the deadlifts, your compound movements, and we're going to work at percentages of those tailored towards the hypertrophy, so 65 to 75, 65 to 80% of those 1 rep maxes, and then obviously still incorporating the RPE scale in there, so you'll be working to these percentage, the weight, that percentage of the weight, and then based on your RPE as well, so you know when to stop with it, with the right reps in reserve, I guess, as well. So is there anything that you feel that we could implement on your side moving forward, like anything that you would like me to involve, like you feel like I missed out this time going round?
Not really, no. Maybe some mobility exercises.
Some more mobility.
Yeah, more
Okay.
mobility, because like that's the key thing for football.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So-
just being a little bit more sport specific.
Yeah, so maybe some mobility drills, some agility drills, getting that
Yeah.
core stability a bit strong, like you said, within your goals that you are wanting to move forward and develop that core stability. So I have put in a core section, so you're going to be doing that 2-3 times a week. Obviously this was just one session of the mesocycle, so it's not the whole of your plan what we did today,
Yeah.
but you'll find that there is more stability work and more mobility work within the program when I've passed that on to yourself. So you're happy moving forward with the programming?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'll just ask you if I've got any more
Any more
questions.
concerns? Yeah, we'll still have that 1-to-1 session once a week, potentially twice a week, depending on your availability for myself and depending on my availability as well with timing. But in terms of motivation moving forward, you're feeling motivated and ready to get started?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, so I feel like
Yeah.
it's set on the right track.
Perfect. And it is, the programme that I've got set for you, it is tailored towards the football realm, because obviously that's what you're playing twice a week. Football matches on the weekend every other week, so we're trying to not push you to the extent that you're going to be too fatigued for your matches. We're trying to, so a lot of your intense work will be at the beginning of the week, giving you that chance to recover, and then when you're in a good position for your matches going forward, so you're not in the position where you're over-exhausting yourself. So, in terms of the hypertrophy area, did you enjoy that hypertrophy exercise where we did the what's it called? The drop, no, not the drop sets, we did the supersets. Did you enjoy the supersets?
Yeah.
Is that something that you've experienced before?
No, they're the ones that I've found harder to push myself
Yeah.
on the scale, because I hadn't done that before.
Yeah.
So there's like quite a lot to remember, like to
Yeah.
think about.
So there's 2 movement patterns we did today. You can do triple sets, but we did just a superset with 2 exercises. You're pushing yourself through exhaustion on the first exercise. The second exercise is just like an accessory to that. So it is tough. It's a tough approach to that a lot of people aren't aware of utilising this little tool for hypertrophy. And then in terms of the drop sets, did you enjoy that for the muscular endurance as well?
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
good.
Because that's just picking a heavy weight, giving it your all out for that, and then pushing yourself past that point of exhaustion, dropping the weight. Still going to be painful getting through it, but you get it done, and then you drop it again. It's just like
That's when I could feel
true level
the
exhaustion.
individual muscles
Yeah, you get a good pump
actually
from the
working. Yeah.
drop sets. Yeah, so perfect. So that's all I've got for you. That's all I need to know from yourself today. So moving forward, you're happy. We'll switch out the programme a little bit where necessary, so make it more sport specific. Like I said, I'll add a few more agility drills in there, just so you're building that agility, I guess, at the end of the day, and that mobility. It's perfect. So thank you very
Thank
much,
you very
and
much.
I'll see you next week for our next session.
Cheers.